In this video, we are going to learn how to create a responsive service section using HTML and CSS. Can you see this smooth transition effect? Once I hover on this card, it transitions smoothly. So let's see how it is going to look like on other devices. In order to do that, right click, then click on inspect. This is how it is going to look like on mobile devices. This is how it is going to look like on tablet devices. So let's get started so that you can learn how to create this responsive service section using HTML and CSS. In order to get started, firstly I have to create an index.html file. Write index.html, press enter. Then after that, you have to create another file called style.css. Then press enter on your keyboard. After that, click on this index.html section. Then come to this section, press shift and the exclamation mark in order to generate the HTML boilerplate. Now, after that, I'm going to change the name of the document, the project we wanted to create. So I'm going to rename the document as our services. I'm going to link the CSS to the HTML using link :CSS, then press enter on your keyboard. So firstly, I wanted to give it a container where I will house all other elements. So it's going to be a section with a class of our services. So I'm going to write section, then dot, in order to give it a class, our dash services. Press enter. Then this is the area where I'm going to house all other items on the web page. So after that, I'm going to give it another div class of title. Write dot title. So press enter. So in the title, I'm going to give it an h1 tag. So in the h1 tag, I'm going to write our services. Now, so to see what is going on currently, now let's open it with live server. Right click and click on open with live server. Click on the browser. Can you see? So this is what is going on currently. So can you see the live update here? So now let's continue. I'm going to give it another div class of services. So I'm going to write dot services in order to give it a div class. So in the div class of services, I'm going to give it another div class of service card. I'm going to write dot service card. So press enter. So after that, so in the service card, I'm going to give it another div class of service image. So I'm going to write dot service image. Okay, we wanted to add some icon. In order to have access to the font awesome icon, firstly we have to go to cdngs.com. Then I'm going to go to my browser. Then you can see here, type for cdngs.com. Then after that, then come to this section and click on copy link tag. Once it has been copied, then come back to your Visual Studio Code editor. Then you are going to paste this code in the head section. So right after the title here, just paste the code here. Now, since the code has been pasted, you have the access to use any of the font awesome icon in your project. So now let's continue. In order to add the first icon that I wanted to use, we are going to write the anchor tag, then press enter. Then in the anchor tag, we are going to house the font awesome icon by giving it an I class. So you are going to write I. So in the I, you are going to give it a class. Then in the class, you are going to write fa dash solid space fa dash user dash group. So now once you are done writing this particular line of code, the icon is going to appear on the web page. Now let's check it to see the icon. The icon is now appearing on the web page. So now let's continue. After the icon, you are going to give it another tag of h2. So then in the h2 tag, you are going to give it a class of heading. So you are going to write the following content here. So social media marketing. After the h2, you are going to give it a p class of details. You are going to give it a p class, p dot details. Just write p dot details, enter. So in the paragraph, so you are going to write the following words. Now after the paragraph, I'm going to give it a button. Write button. Then in the button, you are going to write get started. So now let's see the live update. Can you see what is going on so far? Basically, we wanted to create 3 cards. So we are going to duplicate this section 2 more times in order to make it up to 3. So we are going to copy this section, then we are going to duplicate it 2 more times. Let's see what is going on. Can you see? We have it in 3 places. So we are going to change the content of this one and this third one. I've replaced the second and the third card with the following items. So the first card is social media marketing, the second one is going to be SEO optimization, while the third one is going to be PPC advertising. So now let's come to this section right after the button. So I'm going to give it a space in order to separate it. This is the first card. Then after that, we are going to come to this section as well. So then after the button, I'm going to separate it. This is the second card, while this is the third card. So this is the third card. Now let's view the live updates of our service card. So let's move on to the CSS in order to add the styling. Firstly, we are going to target the universal selector by writing asterisk. Then we are going to remove the default padding and margin. The margin is going to be 0. The padding is also going to be 0. The box sizing is going to be border box. The font family is going to be sans serif. After that, we are going to target our service class, then write dot our service. The width is going to be 100%. So we have main height is going to be 100 viewports high. So we have the padding bottom of 40 pixels. Background color is going to be RGB 0,39,124. I'm going to give it a display flex. The flex direction is going to be column. I'm going to give it align item center. Then justify content center. Let's see the modification we have made so far. Can you see? This is the background color we've just applied right now. So let's continue. We are going to target the title class. So we are going to write dot title. This is the class we wanted to target. As you can see, we have the div class of title. Then in the title, we have our services. So we wanted to give it some styling and change the color to white. So then we are going to write text align center. So the text is going to be aligned to the center. Then I'm going to give it a color of white. The font size is going to be 35 pixels. Text shadow is going to be 5 pixels horizontal axis, 5 pixel vertical axis, 20 pixel blur. Then the color is going to be black. Adding of 20 pixel top and bottom, then left and right 0. We're going to write dot services. Then you are going to give it a display flex. Then you are going to give it flex wrap. It's going to be wrap so that it can be responsive on all devices. After that, you are going to give it align item center, and justify content is going to be center as well. You are going to target the service card itself. This is the container we wanted to target. So as you can see, we have service card. Under the service card, we have service image, the icon, the heading, and the subheading which is in paragraph tag. So let's continue to style it. So firstly, I'm going to give it a width of 300 pixels. Background color is going to be black. I'm going to give it a padding of 20 pixels top and bottom, left and right. The border radius is going to be 10 pixels so that we can have rounded corners. Margin is going to be 10 pixels top and bottom, left and right. The border is going to be 2 pixels solid RGB 255, 255, 255. So that's the color code I wanted to give. Then I'm going to give it a box shadow, 0 horizontal axis, 0 vertical axis, 20 pixel blur. Then the color is going to be black as well. I'm going to apply transition so that once I hover on it, it's going to transition smoothly. It's going to be 0.6 seconds, easing out. So now let's see what we have done so far. Let's target the service card itself, and let me show you what is happening here. We wanted to target the service card. In the service card, we have service image, we have heading, we have the subheading, which is the paragraph tag, and the call to action, which is the button. So we wanted to style it one after the other. Let's move on to the CSS. So for the service card, we are going to give it a width of 300 pixels. The background color is going to be black. The padding is going to be 20 pixels top and bottom, left and right. The border radius is going to be 10 pixels. The margin is going to be 10 pixels top and bottom, left and right. The border is going to be 2 pixels solid RGB. Then the following color code is going to be 255, 255, 255. That's the color code that I wanted to apply. Then the box shadow is going to be 0 horizontal axis, 0 vertical axis, 20 pixel blur. Then the color is going to be black. Then I'm going to give it a transition of 0.6 seconds, easing out, so that when I hover on the card, it's going to transition smoothly. So let's see the changes we've applied so far. So this is how the service card looks like. So basically, we are going to style the items in the card so that the color can change. Then I'm going to target the service card and the icon. So it's going to be service image because I give it a class of service image. So I'm going to give it a display flex. Then I'm going to give it justify content. It's going to be center. This time around, let's target the I class. So I'm going to give it service card dot service image, then the I class. So for the I class, I'm going to give it a color of white so that the color of the icon can change to white. Then I'm going to give it a font size of 40 pixels. So I'm going to give it a padding. So the padding is going to be 10 pixel top, 0 left and right, and 20 pixel bottom. This time around, I'm going to target the service card and the heading class. Then I'm going to give it a color of RGB. The following code will be applied: 244, 0, 86. I'm going to give it a text align center so that the text can be aligned to the center. Then I'm going to give it a font size of 23 pixels. Then padding bottom. The padding bottom is going to be 20 pixels so that we can have some space in the bottom. So let's see the changes so far. Can you see that the color has changed? So I'm going to change the color of the details as well. I'm going to target the service card and the detail class. We are going to give it a color of white. The line height is going to be 22 pixels. The letter spacing is going to be 1.2 pixel. We are going to give it a text align center so that the text can be aligned to the center. So the padding bottom is going to be 20 pixel so that we can have space in the bottom area. So let's see the view. Can you see that the color of the text has changed? Now this card should align side by side. So let me check what is happening here. This is where the error is, so I have to correct this section. This is where the error is, so I'm going to correct it. It should be services. So let's see the changes so far. Can you see? This is how it looks like. So let's continue with it. We are going to target the service card and the button. We are going to give it a padding of 10 pixel top and bottom, 15 pixel left and right. The border is going to be none. The outline is going to be none as well. The border radius is going to be 10 pixels so that we can have rounded corners. So I'm going to give it a font weight of bold. So the font size is going to be 15 pixels. I'm going to give it a display block. So I'm going to give it a margin of 0 top and bottom. Left and right is going to be auto so that the button can be aligned to the center. Then the background color is going to be RGB 224, 0, 86. The color is going to be white. The border is going to be 1 pixel solid transparent. So I'm going to give it a transition of 0.6 seconds easing out so that when the button is over on, it's going to transition smoothly. And let's see what we have done so far. Can you see how the button is looking right now? So now there is an issue with this icon. So the icon should be aligned to the center and the color should change to white. So let's see what is happening. You have to come back to this section. This is where the error lies. It should be service image. So I'm going to add V here. So now let's check. Can you now see that everything has aligned perfectly? So let's continue. Then we are going to target the service card when it is over. So I want to give it the following effect. When I hover on it, so I'm going to give it a transform translate Y is going to be 10 pixel. Then I'm going to remove the border. When I hover on it, border is going to be none. Then I'm going to give it a box shadow 0 horizontal axis, 0 vertical axis, 10 pixel blur, and the color is going to be white. Let's target the button when it is over. So I'm going to target the service card button, service card button over. When the button is over, so the following effect will be applied. I'm going to give it a border of 1 pixel solid white. Then the background color is going to be transparent. Can you see this cool transition effect? When I hover on the card and the button, can you see how it transitions smoothly? If you really enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. Also turn on the post notification bell so that each time I upload a new video like this, you'll be the first person to be updated. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.